If I gave you 30 days only to live on this earth, but I gave you one exceptional rule that you should follow if you want to continue living on this earth. And that rule is you have to pick something really good to survive. If you pick the wrong one, the bad one, you won't survive past 30 days. Which one are you going to pick and why? Take a moment and see what type of thoughts flow in your head. See what answers come. But you got to pick wisely or else you're fucked. All right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Brandon. My mission is to help young men like you around the world, millions of men, to save themselves from alcohol and drug addiction so they can live a life without harming their health and live a life without other consequences. Point one, change your identity and your daily actions. Okay, so first off, I will start off with the identity. So I used to be this guy that always goes out drinking, taking drugs, smoking, um, doing all this degenerate stuff. I was identifying myself as this party boy, degenerate party boy kind of person. And I only cared about myself. I didn't care about anyone else, and that's including my family. I only care about, enjoying the music, going out, and just being a degenerate, taking drugs and drinking. This is who I was. But then, few years after, when I hit rock bottom, I was in a bad position in life. I got myself into a coma from drinking a lot. I was hospitalized from alcohol poisoning. I got robbed. Quite a few things happened in that degenerate period. And then I know something had to change. I knew something had to change, excuse me, because something clicked in my head and I couldn't continue this any longer because especially during that period I was hanging with other people in my hometown. They were also taking drugs and drinking alcohol. They were always going out in the night every single day. It's not just weekends. And I was hanging out with these, people, and it was very bad. It was very bad. I was coming home late. I didn't do anything. I had no ambition or purpose. It was a shit life. I was a fucking loser. So I had to shift my identity from this party boy loser person, and I shifted towards a person who is disciplined, ambitious, and hardworking individual. That's who I wanted to become, and that's how I'm living today. So you need to shift your identity. You need to write these things down, or maybe um, have a moment with yourself, like meditate or speak with your family members or someone who doesn't take drugs or drink alcohol, and have a conversation with them about your identity and how you can shift your identity. So for you, it could be different or it could be the same. How I shift my identity was because I hit rock bottom. I didn't want to die. I had this thought in my head, I didn't want to die. I want to keep living on this earth. So that's when I needed to shift my identity. I didn't think about it. I didn't wait. I just quickly shift to it. Because if I continue down this path of this party boy character, I knew I'm going to lose my life. And it's going to affect my family's life and my career and other plans in the future. So yeah, I just didn't want to continue this down. I didn't want to continue down this path, excuse me. And yeah, the first thing I did was shift my identity and then shift my daily actions, which we are going to talk about now. So the daily actions that I started doing was reading books, learning stuff online, you know, because it's good for you, good for your brain, and learning how alcohol and drugs is affecting your brain. Not too advanced, but the basic knowledge. And doing meditation, journal writing, spending more time with family, and knowing that going to the clubbing place, um, festival places, it's a waste of time. It was no value in my life. I looked at it as a different picture than other people. I was looking at it as they were just trying to steal your life. Um, because every time I went to these places, it's not because I want to listen to the music, um, see my favorite musician or DJ. It's because I wanted to fit in with the crowd by taking drugs, drinking alcohol like it's no tomorrow. So I viewed these places in a different way. Now, some people might say, well, that's not right. You shouldn't like have this view on festivals, clubs like that. Sometimes it's okay. Moderation is all right. But I'm going to say this. Moderation is fucking bullshit. If you're still stuck in this addiction hole, you shouldn't believe in moderation. You shouldn't do this moderation bullshit. I believe you should live in this strict, routine lifestyle, which is what I'm doing right now. And some people gonna say, "Oh, he's lying. He's just saying this for the views on for YouTube." No, I really believe that this is the way to live a happier and fulfilling life, and it can easily um, make you sober because you're not thinking about partying. You're not this person anymore. You're shifting your identity. You're changing your daily actions. All the bad habits that you're doing at home or other places, you're replacing it with good habits. With the identity shift. Excuse me, can't talk properly today. My God. But yeah, you get my point. So your mini action step right now is to find out what is your identity that is keeping you stuck in this addiction path, and what bad daily actions can you replace it with good daily actions. Pick at least 2 or 3. So that's your mini action step. Point number 2, be the 1%, not the 99%. So you see all these people in your workplace, in college, university, everyone around you is smoking and drinking beers. You see it every day, even if you probably live in a big city or not so big city, and there's little bars or pubs. You probably walk down that area multiple times a week or every day, and you see everyone drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, vaping. These are people who are degenerate people and they have no life. They might be happy, they're socializing with other people, they look nice, but they are addicts. They're like crack addicts. They're taking drugs and they drinking beers. Drugs, as I mean, like vaping and smoking cigarettes. That's also classified as a drug. Whether you like it or not, that's a drug. But that's a separate point. But these people, you see these people every single day, right? Am I wrong or am I right? Even if you live in a small hometown, you're coming from work, coming from gym, or coming from wherever you're coming from, you see everyone vaping. It's not a lie, it's true. I see it every day. When I go out, I see everyone vaping, smoking cigarettes. Hmm? They are like drug addicts. They are hooked. They need this. It's addictive. It makes them feel good. They've been brainwashed to think that smoking these things will help them, will make them confident, boost their social skills, will help them focus at home, certain tasks. They've been brainwashed by these evil industries, these evil companies. And you're probably in the same boat as them. You're watching this video, you're probably on the same boat. And I'm not going to hate you on this, and I can't blame you because you've been brainwashed, you've been conditioned to think that you need these things. You need these substances to make you feel good because it tastes nice. Everyone does it. They advertise the big in the big billboards or on TV, showing like famous people doing the same thing. So now you feel like, yeah, well, I'm gonna do it now because I see someone who is high status, famous, someone I know very well is doing it. This is how it's a marketing tactic. This is how they get you hooked. They know that you are a puppet to them. It's like, this, I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know how you call it, but you see this mask, this person, this human being with like strings attached and is controlling this puppet. You're the puppet. And the one is with the strings is the companies who are producing these tobaccos, vaping things, and drugs, alcohol. They know how to control you. It's all a big. Some people are gonna hate me for saying this, but it's all for profit. It's all just to make money from you. It's to keep you weak and keep you enslaved. A lot of people are gonna disagree with it. With this, excuse me, but this is what I think. This is my opinion. I feel like this is the reason they are trying to hook people. Is because they want to keep people in this cycle of living this average mundane life. They don't want people to have power over them. So have a think about this, and once you realize their tactics and it's bad, it's messed up, it's horrible, it's not the right way, you truly understand that, then you're gonna slowly get away from these things. So the point being is do everything the opposite of what other people are doing. Now that doesn't mean you should just stay at home and do boring things and don't go out. You can obviously go out, but I would advise spend more time with family, maybe even alone, or if you have very, very good friends, high value friends who do good habits, ambitious, purposeful, hang out with those people and try to stay away from these areas. And if you've got the money, if you've got the ability to do it, I will highly recommend just change to a better location. Maybe even if that means changing country. And that might sound extreme, really extreme to some people, and they will come out with a lot of excuses. But that's the best way to actually change your life, is to change location, change the environment, because most likely you're watching this and you're living in a very, very poor environment. People taking drugs, gang violence, probably even some robbery, people drinking alcohol like water, and just losers everywhere. It's smelly, it's disgusting. You don't want to live in that kind of environment, because every time you step out your house, and you're probably gonna step up your house, uh, you do step up your house every day anyway, because if you go gym, you going shopping, even if that means you're going with your family, you can see the environment you live in, and it's very hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to be very difficult for you to achieve sobriety if you live in a very dirty, disgusting, and bad environment. So yeah, I advise to change the location if you live in that kind of environment. If you live in a good environment, but you're still addicted to alcohol or drugs, just observe people every time you go out. Observe the people who do bad habits and do everything the opposite of what they're doing. That includes your friends, your girlfriend, or even your parents who are, taking alcohol or drugs, but hopefully they're not. But most likely it's your friends, your girlfriend, your best friend, or your siblings. Do the opposite, and I promise you it's gonna change you. If you want to quit your alcohol and drug addiction as fast as possible and you want to stay sober, you can join my community, which is in the top link in the description of this video. It is completely free to join, and it's everything that helped me become sober as fast as possible, and I put it all in there in this community. You will have one-on-one call with me. You will have full guides, access to full guides, more courses, and I will always be there in the community to support you. And if you ever need me, you can always DM me and go on an extreme accountability call if you're having these extreme urges and withdrawals and all that stuff. And on top of that, you will have access to cool bonuses such as a fitness plan, a dieting plan, and obviously, like I mentioned earlier, extreme accountability call. It is the best investment you could possibly make, and I truly, truly believe, I give you my word, you join this community, it's going to change your life. You're going to see progress like never before. It's going to surprise you. I promise. So, if I convince you enough and you trust me enough, go join the community right now. It is the best opportunity because I'll be honest, I might not keep this community for free for a very long time. So this is the best opportunity right now to go join and change your life from today. So like I said before, if you trust me enough, if I convince you and you're interested, go join right now. It's in the top link in the description. All right, back to the video. Point number 3, live a routine life. Now, this is similar to the point 1 that I mentioned earlier in this video, but this is more like the routine life. Now, when people hear this, they're going to think, oh, well, that's extreme, that's a bit weird, oh, that's cringy, no, that's too much for me, I'm not going to do that. And they're probably just going to click off this video and just go watch something else. If that's you, then just get off this video. Don't waste your time. It's no point, because you're not willing to put in the work, you're not willing to sacrifice certain things, you're not really dedicated to become sober. For the other people who are actually want to see success in their life, they don't want to die, they really want to put in the work, I salute you. So let's begin. Okay, so the routine life is basically, it's not a military style routine. Don't worry about it. It's not that. Routine life is like you wake up the same time every day. You eat breakfast, lunch, dinner the same time. You go to the gym the same time. You do the good habits. You, all these small things, even included in there as well. Not only the big things. So, for example, like brushing your teeth, making your bed, getting sunlight, taking vitamins, all these good stuff tells you that you are trying to live a healthy lifestyle. So put everything in that list on your notes or on paper. If you're going to do it on paper, I recommend you put it on your wall where you can see it easily, or in your bedroom. I don't do this, but because you're new to this and you're about to start this new path to become sober, and you never heard of this before, it's going to be hard for you to stay disciplined and consistent. So To make sure you're staying consistent, put this in your wall. But if you do it on your phone, take a screenshot of it and put it as your phone wallpaper. Again, I don't do this, but it's for you to stick on this right path. So we make sure that you become sober from alcohol and drug addiction. Excuse me. So your mini action step is basically design this routine life. Now I've got about like 15 or 12 things that I do daily. You don't need to copy me. Just find the good things that you can do daily, and in between those and on top of those, fit in the small things like I mentioned earlier: brushing your teeth, washing your face, making your bed, um, doing the chores in the kitchen, all those small things included in there as well. And next to it, put the time. For example, 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Okay, make sure you go into the small details as possible. So on your phone, you should be able to have an option to include a tick box, and then next to it, for example, you will say wake up, and then after that, you should write the time. So, for example, wake up time 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. You add that, and then underneath, again, a tick box, and then next to it, you say brush your teeth, and then the time. You don't need to follow the time exactly. Obviously, understand every day is not going to be perfect. Life is going to get in the way. That's absolutely fine. And some of you are probably going to say, well, look, I work with a part time or even full time job, and I have to go to college as well. So, how is this going to work for me? I'm not going to be able to follow this. And to that, I say, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to follow this routine structure every single day. Just add it on your off days if you can. But if you work like early morning and you finish around late afternoon or early afternoon, you can set up that routine plan after work. But if you're working like nearly whole day, then obviously you can't do it. Then don't bother. Just plan it for the days that you are off and you have absolute free time. But make sure even don't cope and be like, okay, well, I'm working or doing something else. I go college, I go uni, so I don't need to follow any good habits that day. That doesn't work like that. You still need to make sure you do the good habits on the days that you are very busy as well. It's just that you don't follow the routine day on the days that you are very busy. Like for example, you're working the whole day. Maybe it's like 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. or 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So that's not really going to work for you. But you just want to make sure you do the good habits. And how we stick the good habits is by creating a habit tracker. So, two mini action steps I want you to do. The first one is obvious, is create a routine timetable, which I explained already. And the second one is create a habit tracker. So you are disciplined and consistent with the habits that you are doing. Just pick at least three good habits that you can do on a daily basis, and always think how many um, green check marks can I put on this calendar. The more green check marks, the better. And you want to keep it consistent. Obviously, there's going to be bad days, and sometimes things can go upside down. Things things won't look good, or maybe um, you come late from work, or maybe you're sick. So that's absolutely fine. You might miss it a few times a month because, again, you're still new to this, so it happens for everyone. It's not just you. But just remember, the way I want you to look at this is just keep climbing the ladder. And once you progress and you start, you know, um, drinking less, taking drugs less, then you can stack more habits on top of another habit, on top of another habit, on top of another habit. And then you can add more things in your routine timetable, whether that's on your phone or on a piece of paper. So make sure you do these 2 mini action steps. Otherwise, you're not going to see any progress, and there's no point you continue watching this video. So everything I just said in this video, I hope it all makes sense, and just please follow what I say. Point number 4, having a realistic, good purpose in life. So the reason why I'm able to stay sober in this journey is because I have a grand vision, the end goal in my life. The goals that I have each year, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now. And the yearly goals are broken down into monthly goals. The monthly goals are broken down to weekly goals. And weekly goals are broken down to the daily goals that I do, which is the routine stuff. You need to ask yourself, what do you actually want to do? Where do you actually want to be? And what do you actually want to have when you achieve sobriety? Why do you want to achieve sobriety? Because just saying, yeah, putting my hand up and say, yeah, I'm going to become sober. Yep, that's me. That's definitely going to be me. I'm going to be sober. That doesn't work like this. You need to ask yourself why. Come up with a lot of whys, as many as you can. Write down a list of many whys you can come up with why you want to become sober. Because this is going to really help you push to your end goal of becoming sober. Maybe, here, I'll give some example. Maybe you want to become sober so you can have a beautiful girl in your life you can connect with and have children with. That's an example. Or maybe you want to build a 10 out of 10 aesthetic physique so you can look good, feel confident, and feel good about yourself. These are examples. But obviously, when I say this in this video, don't just try to copy. You have to find what you truly believe from your soul, from your heart, what you actually want to do, where you want to be, and what you want to have when you achieve sobriety. Because a lot of people who try to become sober, they don't think about these things. They just say, yeah, I'm going to become sober because this person said this video said that, or this person is sober, so I can, be like him or her. You need to identify the whys, okay? Because this is going to ignite the engine inside of you to actually become sober. It's like a vehicle that turns on. So this is another mini action step. Do this right now if you can, or just after you finish watching this video. Write many whys why you want to become sober, and you will see that you can actually put in the work to become sober. Because without that, you'll be sober for a couple of days or a week, but then you just you just keep falling back into the hole. So this is important. So make sure you do this mini action step. Point number 5, last one. Change your views about alcohol and drugs. A lot of people who are addicted to alcohol and drugs, or one of them, this is probably including you. You're probably a victim to this. You view alcohol and drugs like some spiritual or medication kind of thing, You don't view it like it's bad. You view it like it's some kind of good thing that helps you boost your well-being. It helps you relieve from stress, anxiety, depression, and all this stuff. Or maybe it's bad for you, but you still take it. Excuse me. But for those people who have a wrong view about alcohol and drugs, you need to listen to what I'm about to say. You've been brainwashed to actually think that alcohol and drugs, it's a good thing. It has some positive effects. Maybe you think both. You know it's bad, but you also know it does a good job. You need to change that view. Because if you don't change the way you view alcohol and drugs, no matter what you do, and no matter how badly you commit to becoming sober, it's not going to make you sober. Because you're still going to have these regular thoughts in your head that, well, alcohol and drugs help me with this X, Y, and Z. So I kind of miss out on this and I really want to go back. So you're just going to keep relapsing. It's okay to relapse, but you're going to find it hard to actually become sober. So you need to change this. You need to change the way how you see alcohol and drugs. Okay? Because for a very long time, myself, I've always, viewed alcohol and drugs like it's this magical thing. Okay, that's the end of this video. If you've come this far to the video, that means you have great potential to actually learn the things that I say in this video to become sober and transforming your life for good. That's actually a good sign because you're actually willing to change your life for the better. But everything I just said in this video is pretty much useless. Because you need to know the things that I do daily to help me stay sober. So go and watch this video right here next to my head to know what are those things. Alright. Take care and remember, alcohol and drugs are not the answer. See you next time and peace.